Good day guys, come here, welcome back to Langrisser M, and on part 1 of 3 of this video we'll be featuring the demo and detailed play of our 5th LLR heroine, the 6th LLR heroine, LLR Angelina, aka the Tidal Vindicator. So part 1 of this video will be split into 3 parts. First part, we're going through the details of the characters, part 2 followed by the demo play, and part 3, detailed play of the characters with my current aspects of the characters. And before I carry on, allow me to do a quick explanation to my Chinese viewers before I carry on. 好，梦幻晚上的玩家，各位大家好。我们来到了6月份的这个5月到6月份的这个召唤 banner，怒涛整浪朔红或驱红，这就是我们的第6位 LLR 的女英雄安杰丽娜。基本上同样的就是跟大家细说一下，就是重要部分呢会以华语来解说，然后如果不是太过重要的，都会以英语来解说，毕竟里面都是华语字幕。不过最重要的就是呢，大家要知道，这个 LLR 安杰丽娜呢，可是经过了2次的改动。第一次是因为强度不是很理想，机制很多 bug，所以在 S25赛季的时候呢，很多大佬玩家因为的 bug 的原因呢，很不幸的输掉了比赛。不过经过了修复，这个 bug 解决了。然后呢，在 S25赛季之后呢，很多玩家投诉子龙，所以现在有得到了更强的强化功能，尤其是在于它的再动。所以呢，不管是3星还是6星呢，它都有可以靠被动技能让它每回合都能再动。好，我们话不多说，开始喽。Sorry. So alright, fellow greeters. So there's a banner, okay, for the rainbow tight slashers of, aka the Tidal Vindicator for Angelina. So apparently she has previously been released during the S25 Apex tournament where it caused, or she has become a spy backstabbing the players because all big players, pro players, has lost the game due to a bug previously. That is, she had this mirage skills. So for more details about her skills, please check out on the previous videos that I post about the text. So she has this bug where upon dealing damage to enemies, she'll create a mirage version of the enemy around them. This can cause characters like Taji and Piozereda to act again straight away, okay, without needing to end their turn. So they just straight up, and this can cause the enemy to straight up burst towards your base or your face. And because of this, towards the end of the tournament, Zilong got heavily complained about the characters, which has been dubbed the worst LLR creator of the century. And because of this, towards the end of the season, they finally fixed the bug for her. And following the end of S25 and before the start of S26, with the voices of players, so which is a good thing, that Zilong decided to buff up her characters, and great news for you guys. She is the new T0 characters in the tournament. So she has been greatly strengthened, and we will be talking about it right now. It's alright. The video is split into three parts. Part one will be talking about the character's details, factions, skills, talent, quick go through. Then part two will be going through the demo play, and part three detailed play from my own characters. So the great things about her is new or old players, or if you are limited with your tickets or not, don't have to worry. She has, or she will steadily be able to act again every turn due to a passive. So allow me to go through a quick while. So okay, these are all the class. So this is her. Sea Mercenary, I almost say sea. Okay, okay, this is her Sea Lady mode. The mobility is 4. Then this is her Flyer mode. So as you guys can see, the Sea Lady mode has more skills, but one lesser mobility, whereas the Flyer has higher mobility but lesser skills. So you guys can check out, and definitely like the design. And as you guys can see that how Angelina evolved is by her original. Angelina has a Dragon Flyer and a Sea Creature Rider mode, but it seems that she tear off the wings of a dragon and the tail of that creature and latch on to herself and thus the evolutions. Okay, that's a joke. And okay, you guys can check. So this is the Sea Lady, is ASDBBS. For Flyer, ASDBAA. So the skill is lesser, but in return for higher mobility. Then the talent, Daughter of the Sea. Okay, it has the following effect. Okay, number 1, increase attack and defense by 30%. Number 2, at the start of a turn, within the 5 blocks range position closest to an enemy, create a 1 block effect terrain known as Mirage with the following effect. First, after any unit end their turn, create a project image, 1 ring or circle around a non-summoned enemy unit. Second, this terrain has a higher terrain coverage priority. Third, the effect lasts for 3 turns. Fourth, allies image projections unit can exist max up to 6 at a time. Number 3, when an enemy unit enters on top of the Mirage terrain, it will take and deal 0.2 times AoE damage to other enemy units standing 1 ring or circle around them based on your attack. Second, afterwards, the terrain will be removed and cause enemies to gain a 1 turn effect. Terrain that you're on is treated as water. Number 4, image projections effect and ruling. A max of 8 image projection can exist on the field. Second, image projections will take damage and damage received are increased by 100%. Third, after being actively attacked by an enemy, 25% of the lost HP will be due to the original enemy unit. The deal damage to the original unit is treated as transfer damage, and transfer damage can be affected by damage increment or damage reductions effect. PvE specials. When in PvE, the effect is increased by another 50%. So yep, it's kind of long and a little bit draggy, so if you're interested, please check out the note I have previously prepared for you guys on the previous video. So apparently she has not one, not two, not three, but four, or should I say five exclusive skills. So there's a special Rainbow of the Sea and Rainbow of the Sky. These are buff and terrain effect. And we have the we have the Mirage Breath, which is her AoE damage skills. This is kind of her must bring skills to allow and get her to do act again with combo of either of the passive skills. Then Wind Surge, this is her act in the same AoE pattern as Mirage Breath, but this is for healing. So it's very long and taxi. So you guys can actually check out the notes I've prepared for you again. Then there's a 3C. So what you're looking at right now is part one of the 3C. Apparently the 3C will be transformed to another skills, which is an AoE and causing instant death ability. Okay, it has both command aura effect and AoE, and also it can heal and reduce debuff effect, etc. So okay, without getting too draggy, just a quick explanation. The main mechanism for Angelina will be a must to bring either of the passive skills, Rainbow of the Skies or Rainbow of the Sea. So both have the same and share the same passive effect, that is, after actively using skills to create terrain effect, you can move to block and attack again. Buff turn you had will not be reduced, can only trigger once per turn, and this act again do not stack, so they are shared, so you can't just bring two and trigger double act again. Okay, and the slight difference will be the second effect. So Rainbow of the Seas, the first line act again are the same. The second is for Rainbow of the Sea, when dealing damage against target who is not on defensive terrain, increase damage deal by 25% and reduce damage received by 25%. And all passable terrain will be treated as water and increase your soldiers' mobility by +1. And the active skills is just point at the target locations and create a mirage terrain. Whereas the Rainbow of the Skies second passive, which is different, is when you are under defensive terrain or within one ring or circle's range of allies' terrain effect, you will be immune to AoE damage. So this is pretty cool. I will show you guys later on the detailed play, so we can find out the difference. Then the active skills is target positions and at the locations create wind blast. So this terrain is not mirage, it's wind blast. This effect is Allies who stand one ring or circle around this terrain are treated as standing on a 20% defensive increment terrain. Second effect, debuff effect that you receive, the turn count will be reduced by -1. And number 3, when being attacked into battle, before battle, dispel one buff the enemy had. So this effect has a higher terrain coverage and it lasts for 3 turns. So just for FYI, Apex players are actually bringing Rainbow of the Sky more than Rainbow of the Sea. Okay, Mirage Breath. So basically this is a copycat or upgrade version or shared version of the skills as Pekaman's Blade, as Aiba. So he has this like a zigzag cross, or the first characters that we have this is Rhaegar. So you guys can understand how he just travel around. Choose a up, down, left, right directions, followed by up, down, left, right, and once more. So this is a 5-block range, and you can alter the directions 2 times max. Then on the path for each defensive terrains it will pass through, increase the range by +1. The maximum is +4. So this is the effect itself. Then second is it deals 0.3 times AoE damage. Then number 3 is it will cause a debuff effect, that is transfer damage received increased by 30%. And number 4, if at the start of the damage, when the enemy do not have soldiers, the damage is increased by 300%. So it will last for 2 turns. And number 5, afterwards, remove all enemy's terrain effect that this skills has passed through on. Then number 6, if these skills hit and pass through allies mirage effect, then it will create 1 extra mirage at the furthest point where there is no enemy. Yep, kind of long, but we'll find out later. Then Wind Surge has both passive and active, so apparently it's a healing support skills in a way. So the passive is for each allies on the field that has applied Wind Blast effect, increase units range by +1 to a maximum of +3. At the start of a turn, you create a special terrain Wind Blast around you. So this Wind Blast effect is create a point where any allies that stand within a run ring or circle range will have treated as 20% defensive terrain effect. Then any debuff effect they receive will be reduced by 1 turn. Then when being attacked into battle, they'll dispel 1 buff from the enemy. So again, it has higher coverage priority. Effect lasts for 3 turns. Okay, the active skills is healing. You can choose 5 blocks of straight line positions. So again, you can do max up to 2 times direction alterations. So for each defensive terrain it pass by, increase the range by +1 to a maximum +4. You will heal allies that these skills hit or pass by based on her attack times 2.5 times. And all allies positions that these skills hit will create a Wind Blast effect. Okay, then 3C, so use this active skills, obtain a 2-turn undispellable overflow effect. So it has a command aura. Command aura is If enemies stand one ring, if enemies positions one ring or circle in range exists two or more mirage effect, if their HP is lower than 30%, they will receive the transfer damage from mirage effect, and they will cause instant death, so they'll die immediately. Whereas there is no restrictions for this effect in PvE, but instead of instant death, the effects will be changed to they'll receive attack based on the attacker's or intelligence, whichever is highest, 3 times fixed damage. Then second, for allies who are currently in defensive terrain or allies terrain effect, one ring or circle in range, if the enemies try to use skills to target them, for each block they are away from you, the skill that they will need to consume, the range will be +1 to a maximum of +3. But this effect will be useless against one block range skills. At the end of a turn, randomly cause 3 debuff effect to reduce its turn count by -1, then recover 30% of your unit max HP, and cause all damaging skills CD to be reduced by -1, and after using it will be changed to, it will be transformed to rainbow. Yep, it will be transformed to rainbow. Sorry, rising wave and piercing rainbows, which the effect is not being shown here. We will find out later on. So sorry about it. And yep, Zilong will definitely need to change because they should have like a switch button here. It's kind of like this icon where you can switch or play around with the 3C skills. Okay, these are all the soldiers unit that she can actually bring. Currently, a lot of C soldiers unit has not received their SP form yet, so I believe there is more to come and more to be buffed for her if they receive more upgrades. Other than that, the cavalry and flyer unit already has SP form, so stay tuned. Last but not least, everyone favorites 3C animations. Here we go. That's a huge rag. So alright then, this is her stats. 172 cm, 50 kg, pretty tall. Then the tree size, 88, 58, 85. That's around the stats of 90 Sherry. Then listening of a voice pack.
海の波と虹がまた私たちを巡り合わせてくれた。久しぶりだね、指揮官。海の波と虹がまた私たちを巡り合わせてくれた。久しぶりだね、指揮官。
And when she changed her class.
この身は牛尾のごとく永遠に枯れることはない。この身は牛尾のごとく永遠に枯れることはない。
Okay, well, it's hard to say this, but what she's trying to mean is this body is like a fierce tide. It will never wither. Oh, it will never dry. That sounds so weird. Okay, when you release skills number 1.
波動で闇を打ち砕く。 刀で闇を打ち砕く。
Okay, oh, you guys appreciate, allow me to say something for the Chinese viewers. 刚刚看到那个安吉丽娜的山西呢，所以大家可能有看到，就是只看到了那个山西的第一个部分，因为那里的技能不可以转换，我没有办法给大家看变化之后的山西。等一下在测试的时候会再跟大家解说，敬请原谅，谢谢你们。So alright, we are back when you choose her in battle.
迷える者よ、私があなたを導くわ。迷える者よ、私があなたを導くわ。
Okay, when she's not able to battle.
カコンシスが沈む。
Okay, we can learn this. Kakonshisu wa shizumu. Okay, ignore the Kakonsis. Kakonsis, that is the kingdom of Kakonsis. But you guys can learn this word, shizumu, which means sunk or sink. So she's trying to say that her kingdom has sunk, or the kingdom Kakonsis is sinking. So it's a kind of like heavy word to use. It means the kingdom or a town or city has actually sink into is either being covered up by water or by sea.
カコンシスが沈む。
Okay, I'm not sure what she has experienced, but well, this sounds bad. Okay, daily conversations 1.
まだ私の落ち着いた姿になれないの？残念ね。もう昔みたいに剣を振り回してばかりのおてんばな女の子じゃないのよ。行くわよ。
Yeah, she's trying to tell you that she's no longer like a kid who like to swing her blades around. She's trying to tell you she matured a lot. Appearance-wise, yes, but towards the end, apparently, nope, she did not change much. She's still that Angelina.
まだ私の落ち着いた姿になれないの？残念ね。もう昔みたいに剣を振り回してばかりのおてんばな女の子じゃないのよ。行くわよ。
Okay, happy conversations.
虹の頭を撫でようとして水に放り込まれてびしょ濡れになったですって？あの子はただ照れているだけ。波しぶきはあの子なりの一番優しいハグなのよ。
Okay, it's very hard to translate. I'll not say it, but it's something kind of a very fantasy descriptions about gentle rainbow and the sea wave.
虹の頭を撫でようとして水に放り込まれてびしょ濡れになったですって？あの子はただ照れているだけ。波しぶきはあの子なりの一番優しいハグなのよ。
Okay, angry speech.
大海の恵みと旅人の命を踏みにじる。そんな行い決して見過ごせないわ。大海の恵みと旅人の命を踏みにじる。そんな行い決して見過ごせないわ。
Okay, she's angry about enemies or people that who step and trash on both the gift of the sea and also the innocent lives of travelers. So that kind of living beings, she will not forgive them. Okay, speech of sadness.
ランディウスのこと？彼がどこにいるのか知らないわ。でもきっとどこにいても守るという信念を貫いているはず。
Okay, this sounds like the path where she kind of didn't get together with Landis, despite she still liked him because she don't know the whereabouts of Landis, but she believed that he'll hold on to his belief and faith of his path. Okay, interaction volume 1.
ガルパイスにトイバール？あなたはそんな遠いところまで旅をしたのね。ねえ、早くその世界のこと聞かせてよ。
Okay, she's excited about the new continent, Gay Pies, and Toy War continent. So she wants us to talk about the stories of parallel alternate worlds to her.
ガルパイスにトイバール？あなたはそんな遠いところまで旅をしたのね。ねえ、早くその世界のこと聞かせてよ。
Sorry. Oh, okay. So many interactions. Irritated feelings, 1, 2, 3. So here we go. 1.
カコンシスはそやな人を歓迎しないわ。
Okay, he's saying Kakonsis do not welcome rough fellows.
カコンシスはそやな人を歓迎しないわ。
Okay, number 2.
大会は自分のやり方で無礼な人を罰するわ。わかるわよね。
Okay, she's saying the sea will punish people who are impolite and unforgiving.
大会は自分のやり方で無礼な人を罰するわ。わかるわよね。
Okay, the third irritated feeling. So apparently she seems pissed off with a lot of things.
暗い海底に沈みたいの。
Okay, I think we can learn this. It's kind of a threat speech.
暗い海底に沈みたいの。
暗いの海底は沈みたいの? It means, would you like to sink into the dark bottom of the sea? So yeah, it is definitely a threatening speech. She's trying to bury you into the deep, dark abyss of the sea if you irritate her.
暗い海底に沈みたいの。
But don't worry, you can sing me elsewhere because you're my mama. Okay, just kidding. And special interaction feeling 1.
次に会うときは一緒に海を見に行きましょう。次に会うときは一緒に海を見に行きましょう。
Okay, she's saying the next time we meet again, let's take a look at the Great Sea. Okay, the final one before we go through the schemes.
どうか道中ご無事で。
Okay, it's kind of a bon voyage. Do kadochu de bujide. It means wish you safe on your path and everything is safe in a way. So that's it. So without much delay, let's check out the skins. And Echo Flight skins definitely LLR has like one of the greatest and best Echo Flight skins. And dual version, C unit version, is riding on a boat and there's a crane in front of her. And this is a fly unit. The crane becomes so large that she's riding on it. Okay, let's check the animations for the chibi characters. Stunned, releasing skills. Okay, either attack or releasing skills. Okay, seems to be flying or moving. Oh, this definitely seems more like a normal attack. Okay, then the C unit. Okay, she's gonna attack you with a fish rod. Oh wow, she's using the 自动 or 水灯笼 aka the water lantern. So oh, that animation looks very nice and smooth. Skill release, I presume. And when she died, even when she dies, she falls on board. And you guys check the details. Apparently the lanterns, the fire in the lanterns goes out. So stun. Okay, what about, is there like a death animations for okay, there's a death animations. Then of course Gigaphysics will be later. Okay, this is the original default version. I gotta say, this sea creature design, she looks more mythical because the tail, because the LLR characters is having this pink scale leg, but on the sea creature mode or the sea lady mode, her tail become the mermaid tail, but instead of just a pure fish tail, it is an elemental, water elemental tail. So as you can see, and also her hair, the design, a lot of changes. And this is the flyer type. So the flyer type will show her original bright pinkish scale trend for the legs. So yeah, both are pretty cool. Okay, releasing skills, moving, stunned. Okay, definitely releasing skills, and it seems like a crit at it. And when she died in battle. And it's enough said that let's check out the jig of physics.
もし疲れているなら無理しないで。私の肩に寄りかかってもいいのよ。
Ah, gosh, if only I can buy the skin. Definitely a must buy for the skin. This is very nice, very cool. This is not just for girls, sexy, anything. This is like a piece of art.
もし疲れているなら無理しないで。私の肩に。まだ私の落ち着いた姿になれないの？もし疲れているなら無理しないで。家出の約束？
Like seriously, this is 88. I think she definitely has grown a lot, and Zilong didn't update the stats properly.
大海の恵みと旅人の命を踏みにじる。大海の恵みと旅人の命を踏みにじる。そんな行い。大海の恵みと旅人の命を踏みにじる。そんな行い。決して見過ごせないわ。
So, okay, and let us finally go through the demo play and followed by detail play, and here we go. So trying to win the battle in 2 turns and without getting damage. 迷えるものよ。私があなたを導くわ。So okay, we are given Rainbow of the Sea, Mirage Breath, the damaging skills, and followed by the AoE. So you see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At the start of the turn, you generate a Mirage closest to us. So we talk about the exclusive skills, the offensive skills, the range, so you guys can check. So this is the original skills. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you see, by default, if there are no defensive terrains around, the range is only 5 blocks. Okay, the moment there is defensive terrain, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this include your own terrain. So this is pretty cool. So you guys can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the directions I'm talking about. So you guys can check out. This is the mirage. It states at the end of a turn, create a projection image, 1 ring or circle around non-summon enemy unit. Then if enemy enters on this terrain, you will do an AoE damage to enemies 1 ring or circle around it, and afterwards this terrain will be removed and they will obtain a 1 turn effect of the terrain you currently stays on is treated as water. So so we can come a little bit closer. Okay, you guys can see first. Again, there's 2 different things about the skills about creating 1 mirage at the end. So there are empty blocks. Okay, what if this time around I switch it this way? So you create the mirage at the furthest endpoint, and do note that this is kind of like a summon unit. So damage they receive increased by 100%. They cannot move, cannot attack, cannot control, nor position shift. They cannot be forced into battle attack. They cannot be targeted by ally skills. They will not receive ally skills effect, nor can they receive buff, debuff, healing. They will also not block enemy movement. And when these image projections are being projected, their HP is projected at 100% max, and they will receive the stats of the original hero's stats. And the greatest HP value will not exceed the caster HP of 4 times. So apparently there is still a cap limit. And image projections, when receiving deadly damage, they will disperse. When in PvE, this is treated as the unit die. So this is treated as only for PvE. After Mirage disperse, this unit will disperse to dissipate too. Okay, so since it's a demo play, I'll just do a quick one. Okay, I'm gonna do it this way. Okay, now I'm gonna create, use the 3C and transform the skill so we can go through and explain what it does. 好，现在这个回合呢，我就会释放这个3C 的第一技能，释放了过后，它就会转化成第2个技能。等下在第2回合，我会跟大家给大家看和解说它的那个效果。当然了，会华语字幕的朋友，你们非常抱歉，需要自己读一下了，谢谢。 So you guys can see the damage that deals one ring or circle, including the unit itself. So yeah, this is pretty cool. So you can see after he enters, the terrain disappeared, and here this debuff effect of terrain treated as water. And after being damaged by the skills, you can see it says receive transfer damage increased by 30%. If at the start they do not have soldiers unit, the effect will increase to 300%. So this is like the Awakeners 3C. Then the common aura is if they stand on one ring or circle range, there is 2 mirage or more. The damage from image projections received will be the attacker's attack or intelligence 3 times as fixed damage, whichever is highest. And this is a 3C. So let's go through the description first. Okay, the rising wave and piercing rainbows, so common aura. Okay, it's a global effect. When other allies unit initiate attack to deal damage to enemy, after dealing damage, it will create 1 mirage around the damaged enemies, 1 block around them where there is no where the block is empty, the empty space. Okay, so followed by the 3 key active skills, that is attack 3 straight line all enemies. It's a 6x3 and deal 0.36 times AoE damage. Okay, recover allies in range 2.5 times your attack as HP. At the same time, reduce all debuff effect by 1 turn. Then if you're currently under defensive terrain or allies terrain 1 ring or circle in range, this AoE skill range will become 5x6 block straight line. Then when you damage 3 or more enemies, this skill CD will be reduced by 4 turns. After killing enemies successfully, your own overflow effect for this turn will not be reduced. If you do not have overflow effect, on the next turn, at the end of next turn, these skills will be switched back to the Rainbow Disperse, Rainbow Blooms effect, which will transform back to the first 3C. So you guys can actually check, right? This is the mirage, so you guys can see this terrain looks a bit pale. This is mirage with overflow ability. It looks shiny. It looks like a full puddle, a full hole that is filled with rainbow water in it, the coloring. So the overflow is the extra effects that when you do damage, they will take up instant death and extra damage. Because currently this is PvE, so the damage it states is 3 times based on the attacker attack or intelligence. So if it's PvP, it will be instant death. So you guys can see. So the 3C, this is how it looks like to force 6 when you're in non-defensive terrain or in range. Okay, you need to be in one ring or circle, then this thing will become humongous. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 by 6. Okay, I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna create a terrain. So apparently, you got to create a terrain, then you gotta use active skills to create terrain, then you can move and attack again. So apparently after I use skills, it will create this effect. So, ta-da! So she's definitely very strong and efficient in PvE stages where there are a lot of enemy. If it's just a single boss, you may or may not need her. So apparently you guys can see the pros and cons from just this one demo play, but the biggest cons I will say is unlike the original Angelina, where if enemies are in water, oh sorry, if Angelina is in water and she damaged 3 or more enemy, she will cause stun or freeze them. So they kind of take out this aspect. She no longer stuns, but instead they kind of maximize the damage that she deals to enemy. This time let me try. Oh, you can't do it this way. So the combo is you definitely have to cast the 3 key at the start after you act again. For the next turn, you can go for the kill. Okay. Then we'll go with 3C and do extreme damage. So yeah, this is pretty straightforward for PvE. And I gotta be honest, she is so strong that the video is not gonna take very long because she's just strong after the bug fix and upgraded errata version. So she is pretty straightforward. Despite a lot of descriptions about how her skill works, it is not that hard. So yeah, mine's currently at rank 4 only, but don't have to worry. Since the detail play right now, we can actually do testing and I can convert her to rank 6. So you guys can actually easily find out and figure out what is going on. Okay, just show you guys combo at the same time. So you might have guessed it, the best character to go combo with her is Enya. So as long as Enya is able to do cloning on the first turn, she will be able to do the quick blast against the enemy. You guys will find out now. So let me set up. So alright, this should be enough. So again, you guys can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 blocks in closest to the enemy that she's facing. So in case you guys might think this is actually a debuff, it can be immune. Apparently it's not. I'm just going to show you guys that I create protections for the allies first. So +1 only, so which is bad. So usually the best way to go is so the closest random enemy will have the clone created. Apparently Sonia didn't get it. However, if I go close enough and I end a point here, yep, you need to create an endpoint where there is no enemy, then you can create the terrain, the extra mirage point. And then I'll just go back and cast Overflow first. Okay, we can see no debuff. So before overflow, so there's no extra icon. So this after casting overflow, it just states its effect, that is okay, if they stand one ring or circle within their range, there is 2 or more mirage. If their HP is lesser than 30%, they will receive damage from image projections and they will die instantly. Okay, I'm going to step it first. So apparently you guys can see the crystal protections reduced to 3 just now. Before gaining one more, that is the treated as water terrain is a debuff. So you get this off, there's a way to cancel the mirage, but if the enemies do not cancel away the mirage, so they'll create this clone, and it's very weird. The clones get smaller. Yep. So you're not getting more than 2 per turn. So this is the best part about the skills is after the skills have been transformed, Enya will do the predictions. So we'll get any of the egg again hero. Oh, sorry. Not her. Egg again on Enya. So it's really pretty straightforward. So the current meta best play right now is to go with first pick Enya. So you can get to choose either LLR Heaven Defier, LLR Tidal Vindicator, or Mullin. So after picking Enya, you still have 1 out of the 3 options characters to pick. So don't have to worry too much. And not only that, so the clone unit is able to act again, if I'm not wrong. So we'll create the Wind Blast. Just create here instantly. Oh no. Ah, my bad. We are not able to act again. Okay, but just FYI, Wind Blast effect. So it states here. Okay, and there's a difference. This is the overflow Wind Blast effect. With 1 ring or circles ally unit standing around it will be treated as landing on a 20% defensive terrain, and debuff effect they receive reduced by 1 when being attacked into battle, reduce 1 buff from the enemy, and it has higher terrain coverage. Okay, so my bad, you're not able to add again. So, okay, if it's in range enough, you can just go do this. Just let me know. Okay, we just try. And let's see what will happen on enemy's turn. Oh, you guys saw it? The effect of Rainbow of the Sky because I am currently at 1 ring or circle range of my allies terrain, I'm immune to AoE damage. So you guys can see she's not dealing any damage to me. But what about this? I can't even target her. So this, I'm not supposed to do damage at all. Oh, and also for the range. Oh yeah. Oh, because of the range reductions. So apparently some of you might be confused about the range reductions. It's oh no, it's not this. I'm not sure if there is further bug, but the range reduction effect should be for Rainbow of the Sea, if I'm not wrong. 可以这里看得不懂又是不是卡 bug，不过就是对手如果要用技能，就是每距离一格，所以要增加一格。就是如果你是打他3格的话，你需要打4格的远程。然后如果你是4格打他的话呢，你就变成最多减3格。不过我现在用的是红之空，不应该有这个效果，但就很奇怪。这就是好奇怪，这里很抱歉，我也不知道怎么解释。可是这边大家看到就是站在这个地方，然后他死掉了，然后弄伤到其他人，所以光头也死一次了，刚死了1条命，然后因为冰女王死了过后，他又再增加了命，我们再来放慢看一次。Okay, so my bad, I'm not sure how to explain this phenomenon, but one thing for sure is because I'm standing here, my HP is lesser. Okay, it will spread damage to 1 ring of circles to my ally. And she do not take AoE damage. Papa Baga's HP is less than, did you guys see it? I slowed down, it's 28%, which is less than 30%. So the transfer damage, one of them has very little HP, so instant death, and the transfer damage is brought to the main Papa Vargas. So these are some of the mistakes people definitely make while they think they can kill their characters. Every time the main body has less than 30% HP, it will do the instant death effect. Then to successfully kill, you have to go for melee. Because you see, range-wise, I'm not able. I have to go into melee for this to happen. You guys can see how tough he is. Because due to the wrong triggering, she did not cast. I do not have faction buff, straight up. Yeah, I don't think I've received faction buff, but let me see if there is. Oh, I do have. My bad. Okay, so my bad. But with faction buff, etc. You can see with the soldiers unit I bring and how tanky I get. My main body is still there. So again, Heaven Defier, if I trying to range her, I can't. But of course, normal attack wise, everything is still okay. But let's see how she survived this. Okay, Heaven Defier is still strong. But what about full HP? No, we're gonna go back. We're gonna backtrack a little bit. Okay, we just gonna do full HP against full HP, and with 3T, let's see how will she fare. Okay, I'm gonna slow down a little bit. Okay, apparently the clone unit is out of uh, the effect, so it's taking more damage. Then what about the main body? Oh wow, did you guys notice? Did you guys notice? The transfer damage due to Baba Vagas, if you guys notice, the Scarlet Reaper take effect despite it's not our turn. I mean, it's a very rare scenario. So apparently even damage from damage transfer can trigger Scarlet Reaper. So this is very cool. Okay, we're gonna try range and melee. Let's see if she can survive either. Oh no. Okay, so apparently she can't. Okay, we're just gonna wait for next turn. So let's say under normal play around end turn. Now it's our turn.
私と共に怒涛と嵐を突き破れ
So because I hit so many units, I can again, so instant refresh because I hit 3 or more. So I'm gonna put a defensive terrain here. Okay, so now you guys can see. So after getting this defensive terrain cast out, I'm gonna also see if she can survive. Okay, I'm gonna get you first. So with the terrain effect, so I'm at full HP. Okay, I'm gonna go for the clone units since it's at full HP. And the debuff effect is supposed to last. So the debuff effect is supposed to last for 2 turns. Let's see if we can survive. It will become 1 turn only. Oh no. So apparently, Heavenly Fire is still so strong that she's able to easily kill a full HP Tidal Vindicator with 20% defense terrain. Okay, so you guys can see Ashen has the curse wound. So I'm gonna just try end here. Okay, there's that. Okay, I'm just gonna end around here. Just have one ring or circle, so I gotta teleport her away. And just gonna switch you off. So if done properly based on the effect, I should end turn -1, and because I'm in range, I'll have another 1 reduction. So you see, this is the great thing about the Wind Blast. It helps you reduce the debuff effect by 1 turn. And apparently you can see that I do not receive any debuff effect for my main.
私と共に怒涛と嵐を突き破れ。
And I'm just gonna splash AoE damage.
定めの時が来ます。
波動で闇を打ち砕く。リークのために会長の裁きを聞きなさい。
See, so this is kind of like a show for selling out these characters, but this is actually how she kind of worked. So apparently if you have double aggregate characters, it'll be a great assist. So we're gonna try this time around with, of course, other skills. You guys already have seen Mirage Breath.
迷える者よ、私があなたを導くわ。
So apparently this skills, a lot of, just a suggestion is, more pro players don't think that this skills is as strong. The Rainbow of the Sea, the passive is aggregate plus giving a terrain and also damage reduction. Of course, damage reductions against characters like Heaven Defier, because this is against single attack, while Rainbow of the Skies is for AoE, and it also increases your soldier's mobility by +1, so that's pretty good. And okay, then this skills is for allies, so this is a Wind Surge. Okay, I'm gonna go, yeah. So we're gonna let enemy stop first. You guys can see how we clear the buff effect. Okay, so Chilling Bones, the second effect, it cannot be dispelled. It lasts for 2 turns. So what we're gonna do is we're trying to heal our allies and also reduce the turn.
迷える者よ、私があなたを導くわ。迷える者よ、私があなたを導くわ。
Okay.
私と共に、私と共に、怒涛と嵐を突き破れ。
So we already have Wind
迷える者よ、
Blast.
私が波動で闇を打ち砕く。次の作戦を実行す。次
Okay,
の作戦を実
but
行します。
Chilling Bones, after being healed, is not being reduced. So we gotta see. So apparently you gotta enter, if I'm not wrong. So I'm gonna try right now.
芦屋へのために。戦場は私に任せてください。
Okay, apparently this don't seems to be treated as a debuff effect. Then if that's the case, I gotta change my strategy a little bit. Apologies. Okay, perhaps I will use Leon.
波動で闇を打ち砕く。会長の裁きを聞きなさい。次の作戦を実行します。さあ、決着をつけよう。
私と共に怒涛と嵐を突き破れ。
次の作戦を実行し参りましょう。我が子よ。
Okay, damage deal reduced by 20%.
私と共に怒涛と嵐を突き破れ。
参りましょう。我が子よ。
私と共に怒涛と嵐を突き破れ。会長の裁きを聞きなさい。私と共に怒涛と嵐を突き破れ。私と共に怒涛と嵐を突き破れ。迷える者よ、私があなたを導くわ。
Wow, apparently it's very weird. So apparently it says -1. Damage deal reduced by 20%. If that's the case, okay, allow me to move Enya
次の
forward.
作戦を参りましょう。我が子よ。次の作戦を実行します。さあ、決着をつけよう。
Oh, my bad. So you guys can see, the debuff by default is 2 turn. But the moment you already stand
怒涛と嵐を
one
突き
ring or
破れ。
circle in range, any debuff you receive is automatically -1. So that's the difference. Okay, then if that's the case, I'd like to see the original effect from Ice Cream. Is it 2 turns or 3 turns?
次の作戦を実行します。
Okay, it's still 2 turns, so any effect that is not being reduced is not treated as a debuff. It's just treated as an effect. So do take note. Despite it states when battling with Ice Cream Milda, aside from HP, all stats reduced by 20%. Apparently, that doesn't count. So one thing for sure is she can either go with Wind Surge to do healing for your allies if you need a healer. And this AoEs, it can just twitch and turn around. So the healing is 2.5 turns, and every heal unit that positions will create a Wind Blast effect. So this is actually pretty strong. So okay, I guess we're coming to the end. It's pretty straightforward. Overall, the most favorable skills will be 3C, Mirage Breath, and also Rainbow of the Skies, which create a Wind Blast effect. I'm going to just do like a mass healing scenario, and you can notice the healing works when the damage transfer, etc. Or of course the damage increment and reductions from damage transfer is very hard to showcase you guys. So sorry about it.
私と共に怒涛と嵐を突き破迷える者よ。私があなたを導くわ。会長の裁きを聞きなさい。私と共に
So I can act again
怒涛と嵐を突き破れ。
after damaging terrain, or
私と共に怒涛と嵐を突き破れ。
if I create a terrain,
私と共に
I can also act
怒
again,
涛と嵐を
but
突
only
き破
once
れ。
per turn. But I will not act again if I just cast
怒涛と嵐を突
3C.
き破れ。
You guys can see. 所以大家可以看到呢，它的再动是用这个 AOE 呢，有打到地形、打到人，或是自己生产 AOE 地形的话呢，因为它用那个 AOE 打到人呢，又会生产多一个地形，所以就间接等于靠了技能制造地形，所以它又可以再动，然后或直接用这个红之空或红之海制造地形，只要制造地形，它就可以再动2个再次攻击。唯一没有用的就是你直接启动3C 的话，那就会回合结束。所以你要刷 CD 兼 debuff 或治疗都很不错。
私と共に怒涛と嵐を突き破れ。 会長の裁きを聞きなさい。
Okay, so this is like a example of PvE or PvP content combo. 2 characters with act again. Okay, we'll cast 3C to upgrade the terrain effect itself.
怒涛と嵐を突き破れ。
次の作戦を実行します。
So now I'm left with the 3C and Rainbow of the Sky. But note that because they are shared, apparently I can't act again. So normally when Enya do the cloning to the unit, the effect should have like a reset or sort for the clone unit.
我が子よ。定めの時が来ます。戦場は私に任せてください。
Okay, there's a seller shows time, so I'm just gonna end turn. Act again on Enya.
次の作戦、芦屋へのために。 波動で闇を打ち砕く。芦屋へのために。 定めの時が来ます。
Gain immunity to the main.
私と共に怒涛と嵐を突き破れ。
Okay, so cool stuff. We have terrain here.
私と共に怒涛と
Okay,
嵐を
things
突き破れ。
again we can take note is I'm gonna create another terrain, but I'm not able to act again.
次の作戦を実行します。
So you guys can see. So once you do the cloning, it's best to straight up cast your AoE and attack.
私と共に
Since we have a great increment in range, it's 5/6.
芦屋への怒りを受けよ。会長の裁きを聞きなさい。
会
戦場は私に任せてください。
So, okay, well, what about okay, she seems to be going to die soon, so let's try.
畳みかけます。
Let's look at Ice Cream Milda. Okay, for some reason, Ice Cream Milda did not take a damage, which is very weird. But Rose and Seals and Papa Vargas did take the hit.
私と共に怒涛と嵐を突き破
Okay,
れ
let's just check. Papa Vargas clone.
私と共に怒涛と嵐を突き破れ
Okay, we would choose the biggest pie.
私と共に怒涛と嵐を突き破れ私と共に怒涛と嵐を突き破れ
芦屋への怒りを受けよ。波動で闇を打ち砕く。
Okay, this is a very strong combo. So even if you do not play PvP, you can easily do it for PvE. And that's a showcase in videos of Aaron. Did you guys see? How strong Rainbow of a Sky's Wind Blessing effect. Okay, I'm wandering or circle around terrain. Even the terrain damage is not dealing any damage to us. The terrain damage is treated as AoE, despite it's a fixed damage. So again, not sure if it's a bug or it's just very cool. And FYI, despite a lot of bug has been fixed and she has been strengthened, news from Zilong's side, a rumor, so I just said it's a rumor. Disclaimer is the rumor from staff of Zilong that recently they had to work overtime because of the Tidal Vindicator for the whole month of June this month for the sake of clearing a lot of bugs. So I do notice just some of the things I want to show you guys. One or two bugs seems to exist. They still need time to fix it. So again, I may be right or may be wrong. So that's it. But you guys can see higher terrain priority. It cannot be covered. So yeah, we have attack priority, so we are still Heavenly Fire is still pretty strong. But if you do AoE team annihilations, Tidal Vindicator apparently is a great choice.
会長の裁きを聞きなさい戦場は私と共に怒涛と嵐を突き破れ
So you guys can see on turn 2, we are still at it.
私があなたを導くわ
We can still cast AoE again. And create clone.
迷える者よ私があなたを導くわ
And we're going to disperse 3C again. So as long as you hit 3 or more enemies, you get instant reset. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So alright, that's it. Not too much. It's just overall has been made with new gimmick, pretty straightforward. The only thing that you cannot control is where the mirage or projection image appeared, but I would say I wouldn't care less or more about it. As long as the image are around the enemy, this means that they're in target for our AoE skills, which can cause either instant death in PvP if the enemy's HP falls below 30%, or fixed damage of 3 times attack or intelligence from an attacking source. So both Angelina and the allies will benefit from the skills. So this is apparently a great news. So the downside is she still seems pretty weak against characters like Tidal Vindicator and also characters like Moulin. Okay, perhaps we'll do one last testing. That's against characters like Moulin. Okay, we're just gonna do it again and I see how the things work. Let's see if there's any bug, if the clone from Moulin will be replicate and take damage and be cloned out. Okay, I'm gonna move the clone out of the way first. So apparently it seems like a good choice that the clone can just enter and okay, maybe I'll not just move and see how it goes. Oh, it's just treated as when they summon out, they're already in entered state, so it's not being affected.
私があなたを導くわ。会長の裁きを聞きなさい。迷える者よ。私があなたを導くわ。私と共に怒涛と嵐を突き破れ。
次の作戦を実行します。
Okay, then.
私と共に怒涛と嵐を突き迷える者よ。私があなたを導くわ。
Now the main Moulin is dead. We're gonna do damage to the clone too, so let's see if they'll be spawned. So no, they are treated as summon unit, so they will not take any damage. But what about if the clone has reborn as the actual Moulin? Okay, if they are born as actual Moulin, this will happen.
闇を打ち砕く。次の作戦を実行します。
Oh, my bad. I should have cast the first AoE first, so yeah.
迷えるものよ。
Since I can act again right
私があなた
now.
を導くわ。
会長の裁きを聞きなさい。
A convenient, staple, act again every turn.
迷えるものよ。私があなたを導くわ。
会長の裁きを聞きなさい。次の作戦を実行します。
So alright, that's it. No bug for Mullin, but she's great against Mullin with the double AoE against character, especially if there is image projections for Mullin. So alright, we have come to the end. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys on part 2. Hopefully I'll be able to prepare SSR Lyatt or Lyatt for you guys. Okay, not able to watch this all day. Look at a huge booby. So okay, ranking of the characters build. So we'll go by first 3 and followed by 10 by 10 positions. So PvP build, definitely can go for this. So this is the Brilliance Dawn enchantment to immune against debuff effect. This seems more like PvE. Okay, PvP again. PvP. But if you're really afraid of getting silenced, I would suggest to bring either the blood nail or a bracer will be a great option. Oh, this is another one. The World Rubiks, because a +1 turn for your terrain, which is from 3 turns to become 4 turn. However, do take note that the problem is that by being dash, she is prone to getting silent. The moment she is getting silent, she is weak because she's not able to cast and utilize her skill. So I would really suggest Blood Nail or Bracer. So overall, she's kind of like a mix of her own self, then with the debuff reduction and dispel, that seems like Wet Hand. Then for the range reductions, that it's another hero, but the range reduction is definitely something newer, I feel. But correct me if I'm wrong. So if enemies trying to kill her, they need to have like a 4 blocks range skills, and they gotta hit her like 2 to 3 blocks range. And AoE wise, if you know you're fighting against a team of AoE fighters, you'll be bringing Rainbow of Skies, and you're fighting single target rush build characters, you'll be bringing Rainbow of Sea for 25% damage reductions. Okay, so you can go Magic for PvE, then definitely Brilliance Dawn for PvP. So PvE you can go either Full Moon or Magic. So quite staple build for survival. Or for PvE you can just go 2 by 2 to gain 10% of the stats effect. Okay, so apparently my stats are still pretty low. A lot of things have not been immune or given to her. And surprisingly, despite being a flyer, and it says she can wear light armor, but you can equip her with tenure headdress. This is something unexpected. So if you're going to play stall turn, PvP or PvE, you can give tenure to your allies. So alright, I guess we have come to the end, so that's it.
もし疲れているなら無理。あなたとの絆は
She definitely has a very, very big opine and her original self. So alright, we've come to the end. Thank you guys for watching. Last but not least, this is for viewers on the phone. This is a design, this is pretty cool. Great cosplay to go with. Like you can see her hair, the greatest design is her hair. The first half of her hair is her original hair, and the end of the hair, it becomes an actual C type of wave. This is pretty cool design. I'm not sure if or how anyone's gonna pull this off. Let alone the huge wings
まだ
and
私
tail
の
she
落ち着
has.
いた姿になれないの
Okay, anything else? Nope. So she do not need any characters to unlock her bond. This is very easy. So alright, we have come to the end. Thank you guys for watching. This is Kami. See you guys on part 2. Thank you and goodbye.
まだ私の落ち着いた姿になれないの大海の恵みと旅人の命を踏みにじる。あなたとの絆は私にとって何より大切な家出の約束うん、いいわよ。いつものように姉さんには内緒ね。